Howdy folks, TechTexN here, bringing you 7 Days to Die. I am currently on Murph's server, and I am going to go over quite a few updates. A big update came out, Apocalypse update, which has a lot to it, and there's actually so many updates, I can't even cover them all. And as you can see already, there are some changes. These supply crates are now, you can now have these labeled supply crates, such as food, explosives, storage, and weapons. There is another one for ammunition, but for some reason it's not working right. But the ingredients to make them are a little different, such as for the supply crate, you got to put stone inside the wooden planks, and the weapon storage, what was it? Storage. So yes, right here we can look up the weapons, which requires a crossbow bolt. The food requires a tin can. The explosives require some gunpowder. The building requires a stone, but they still have the regular storage chest. But this comes in handy because now you can finally organize some of the stuff that you get in large supply, such as weapons. So you can put all your weapon creation stuff. And for now, I'm putting ammo in here until the ammo crate works. And of course, the food, you can put all the food in your food storage. I usually make 2 of each, so I could kind of split out some of the categories within that category. And of course, the explosives, which I'm working on it. Eventually, I'll get some explosives going. Now, there's one big thing about this update, and that is after 7 days, or the 7th night, rather, there is a multitude of hordes that tend to come out and are a bit more feral than the usual ones. So every 7 days, there's big trouble. So be careful about that. Make sure you got your place good and ready. Now, for me, I live underground. It's the safest place to go because when you're down to bedrock, they don't hear you as easily. They don't sense you as well. Now, I'm kind of using a glitch at the moment so I could see through the ground and see what's up on the surface. There's only maybe 1 or 2 zombies up there. Now, there's a change to the spider zombies. The spider zombies now have this cry that they let out. Everybody's kind of familiar with their scream. Well, now the scream calls a horde. Oh, it really complicates things. Let me just put it that way. But in a good way, and it kind of forces you to be on your toes. Because those spider zombies, if they catch wind of what you're doing, they're going to be calling a horde in, and you're going to have to deal with it. So that makes things rather difficult. Now, it's approaching nighttime, so I can't really go on the surface, which maybe I should have started the recording during the day, but yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, again, there's so much stuff to go over. There are differences in some of the recipes now, such as the torches. Now, you could still use coal to make coal torches, but you can't put coal torches on the wall mounts. And notice I just said wall mounts. Well, guess what? In order to put torches on a wall, you now have to make the wall mounts for them, which requires some forged iron and short iron pipes. So, once again, they're definitely not going to make it easy for you. You're going to have to do this stuff, and it is a lot of work. Let me go ahead and let me get some iron melting. We need to get that going. Now, of course, all this is pretty much done the same, so no biggie. As far as I know, there's no changes in the ingredients to make your ammunitions. That's all been the same. Same for making the weapons. You got to learn the recipes through the books in order to break down and build weapons, make molds, and things of that nature. So a lot of that is still the same. Notice that there are nails, so construction is done a little more differently now. In order to pour concrete, you have to make rebar frame, surround that rebar frame with wood, and then you could pour your concrete in there to make reinforced concrete. So eventually I will probably make that for the building that's up on the surface, but until then, I got a ways to go. I have nowhere near as much gravel as I need to make the concrete. But for now, I'm just mining for resources, trying to make this area down here more livable over longer periods of time. I made myself a little water hole just so I could fill my water glasses so I can have plenty supply of water. I even made the glass jar mold, and I went to this desert biome to get some sand. Now, I am on a procedurally generated map. We are not on the Navazgan map, however way you pronounce it. And we've been searching a large area, and we have several established bases. I'm just creating my own. Everybody's kind of creating their own base, but they kind of become travel points over long periods of travel. So there's one here in the desert biome. And Murph is over here in this other forest biome. He's been doing videos over there on here. And he's the one who's running the server, by the way. Thank you, John Murphy. We really appreciate it. And way, way, way up here, Jahan and Death have been building in this little area, and they found an interesting little area to do this in. You can even see the building that they've constructed here and the farms they have going inside this little area. And it's kind of as you can see, the terrain is pretty rough, and then you just have this flat area inside that they've been working in. So the zombies kind of been wandering around on the other side of this little ridge, so they can't really see them. But that's not to say they haven't had several hordes go on. In fact, on that 7th night, which was yesterday, they got hit by about 3 or 4 hordes at their base, and they held their own with the weapons. Luckily, he had a reinforced concrete building. They have like over 300 kills now. While I was pretty much taking it easy down here, a little too easy probably. You know, when it comes to game, you want to have fun, not just, you know, sit on your butt like I'm doing. But I was wanting to kind of build up and get some more weapons and ammo going before I get into defending myself against the hordes. I want to make sure I have plenty of resources to restock and resupply. And what I'm going to do is actually start heading south, because now we're getting to the point where I want to look for all the rare weapons, try to find military bases on the procedural world terrain, because I don't know where to look for them. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I heard from someone you can only find the military base in the snow biome, but I don't know if that's entirely true. We'll get to that point when we get to it, but for now, I am just simply stocking up on supplies, mining for resources. I went around, did a lot of hunting, so I'm doing pretty good on my food supply at the moment. Got some venison cooking at the moment, and we'll eventually get there. Now, the vehicles, they have not released that yet. It's probably going to be a long time before they get to that point, but vehicles will make it a lot more easy to travel around in the procedural world because it's infinite. And these biomes are pretty good size. You know, they're not all that small. It takes a while to walk across a few biomes. In fact, it takes the majority of the day for me to get to Jahan's base. And, you know, I don't want them to make it too easy. You know, you don't want a vehicle that just bashes through any and all zombies and you can go wherever you want, because that takes away the difficulty and it no longer starts to feel like an apocalyptic world. Instead, it just kind of feels like your own funhouse. But instead, you know, I think maybe a motorized scooter or motorcycle or something that, you know, where you're still vulnerable, but yet you could get around a little quicker at the cost of some gasoline, I think would be an adequate way to go about it. But who knows, maybe the developers have something more creative in mind, and I'd be fine with that. Still kind of looking forward to it, because it is a long walk, and you really have to prepare for some of these walks. And again, that's why I'm trying to stock up on supplies, so I have supplies on the way out, and supplies when I come back, if I come back short-handed. So that's kind of what I'm working on, just getting my base more established, trying to get back into this game, because this last update was pretty large. I haven't even gone over everything. I haven't even gone over half of the stuff that they made changes to. So hopefully we can get going, and I'll make some more videos with Murph, Jahan, and all them as we continue building our different bases. I'll show you Jahan's at some point, and Murph's, and just show you all the creative stuff that they came up with. And they've also done a little bit of farming. Oh, that's another update. From what I understand, you can now farm and grow coffee beans. Thank goodness, because coffee is a valuable, I would say, commodity in this game, because there's so much you can do with it. You can run without running out of stamina. For me, I like it because I can mine without running out of stamina. I could just keep going and going and have several pickaxes on hand and just go through them like crazy. So we're also in the search for the auger and the chainsaw as usual, because those are rare items that are really good for mining and cutting down trees. So we'll get to that when we get to it. So this is sort of an update video on the 7 Days to Die series. Big update, and we're going to be diving right in with a little bit more difficulty for us, and several other things, a lot of things to just discover out there. You know, of course, they adjusted the biomes, and not sure about everything yet. Oh, and thank goodness the zombies cannot trample the farms anymore. That is probably my favorite part of the update. They could no longer trample the stuff you grow, because that was very frustrating, and I felt like I was spending most of my time trying to come up with creative ways of keeping zombies outside the farm than anything else. But now it is no longer as much a worry. I think they could still dig through the ground and destroy it, but you know, I mean, how often are they going to do that? So yeah, I'm going to try to find out more about this update and try to demonstrate a little bit more than what I did just now. And with that said, y'all come back now, you hear? Bye.